If it was about geopolitics and international finance? What will happen if the US government shuts down on October 1st in a shutdown? Folks, as I was saying, this American political scenario is recurring. There was a shutdown in 1995 with Clinton, in 2013 with Barack Obama, in 2018 or 2019, I can't remember now, with Donald Trump, and now again. But why is the chance a bit higher now? Because none of the 12 budget bills that fund federal agencies have been approved so far. Unlike other shutdowns, where at least part of the funds was released, today there is a total impasse. And why is this happening? Because Trump rewrote the rules of the game. Historically, shutdowns followed the standard protocol: temporary suspension of non-essential activities, partial service cuts, then everything returned to normal. But now this report is indicating that Trump is using the shutdown as a political weapon because he wants to permanently fire those woke employees, ideologically non-aligned staff, services he no longer considered essential. In short, Trump's things. But this is raising the severity of this shutdown to another level. But, folks, you need to understand the following. This political fight is habitual between Republicans and Democrats. A structural paralysis combined with the White House to use this shutdown politically as a power weapon will only end up resulting in the approval of the budget bill exactly as Trump wanted. Because imagine that the intelligence agencies, the agencies on which American survival itself depends. We are not talking about a simple standoff between Congress and the White House. A paralysis at this level would even affect the daily allowances of a CIA agent in the field. Operating. If the government effectively shuts down on the first, and national security, for example, of the United States running out of money, folks, is a scenario where China and Russia, increasingly challenging, would simply be watching a giant lay down its shield. This is unsustainable from any point of view. A shutdown of more than 1 day, 2 days, is the absolute certainty that on the third day, the budget law that the White House is asking for will be approved. Folks, a collapse in the US federal machinery is the trigger for some volatility this volatility will be followed by a completely absurd explosion of liquidity. That's what the laymen don't understand. They are opening the short counting on a trigger, counting on a future event, and certain for them in the sense that the markets will crash. But the markets, in my reading, will already price in the subsequent act, which is the flood of liquidity. Because it is unthinkable for the American federal administration to come to a halt due to the whims of Democrats and Republicans. Or do you think the CIA agent out there in the field, there in the Congo, will be left without money, will be left without per diem,